Woo! All right. Let me see if y'all can hear me good, see me good. You should be able to. Hi, TikTok. Can you hear me and see me? Ooh, child. TikTok been trying to take me down. Let me bring this up. Boom. Can I see everything good? Yes. Yes, I can. I can see everything good. Oh, baby. I have not been in this live capacity in a while. So I'm just trying to adjust everything accordingly. 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 All right. I hope everyone is well. I'm currently live on the clock on TikTok. I'm currently live on YouTube. And I'm live on Instagram. I think that's correct. Yes. All is well and organized. Okay. Let me get my tabs right since I got all these tabs open. So listen, we on here today because we have some readings today. These readings are centered in the numbers, which is a system of Afronumerology that I created. And what I have learned is that people lie, but the numbers don't lie. That's what I have learned. Okay. And so today, what we're going to be talking about or doing readings pertaining to is looking at what is your enemy pattern. What is the enemy pattern? So this reading is going to highlight the ways in which your enemy or enemies are coded to attack by way of your design. And so what we have here, oh, I didn't even put this up. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let me put this up here on the screen. People's like, what am I supposed to do with this information? Oh, I gotta edit this. Hold on. And so in order for us to do these, get these readings today, they're 25.25. And my Cash App is on the screen. And I'm gonna put it on. Wait a minute. Don't use that. Wait. Ah! I don't know if that's the right thing. Wait, don't send nothing yet. Hold on, y'all. I think I have to change it. Wait. Don't use that Cash App. Wait, I gotta make an adjustment. Oh, I told you I haven't been on here in a long time. Hold on. I think mine is actually, I think that's an old one. Let me cover this up. Don't use that. Pause. Pause. Wait. Make an adjustment. Hold on. Dear I was sitting up here like, is that something my spirit is telling me that that's not the right one? Hold on real quick. Hold on. Oh, I told you I haven't been on here in a while. So, child, I'm sitting here trying to. Down hunger. Pause 1 second, TikTok. Give me 1 second so I can correct this. What is this? This is here. Ah, that's right. No, go back here. I just got to fix it right here. Yes. That's the right one. Save this. Save. Okay, TikTok. Wait, I'm back. Let me change this background. Effects. Yeah, I'm on the green screen, and it should be this one. Boom. Okay. Ooh, Grace. Now it got me crooked on here. Talking about enemy readings, it's clear that I am currently my enemy today. Hold on. Okay, this is the appropriate cash app. Dear God. Now we're back. Okay, I got it right. Glory be. Robobo T Chandel. Baby, I'm here and we're here in the flesh. So now that I done got that together. Yes. So this is going to be based in identifying the ways in which your enemy specifically targets you and comes for you, honey, and attacks you. So the first thing that we have to understand when we're talking about an enemy is what an enemy is. What we can determine based upon the numerology is exactly what numbers and frequencies are, I got you, D, are coded to combat you, right? And how each of your numbers are opposed. And so we're able to determine that. For this, when y'all send y'all the Cash App, or you can put in the comments, put your birthday, month, day, and year. Make sure you got it right so we can assess the numbers correctly. An enemy is an energy, a person, a pattern, a spirit that interrupts your becoming. It don't matter. I mean, if hopefully we ain't got nobody born in the 1800s, Angie. So you could put the last two. I think I figure it out. Yeah, that interrupts you. So it's anything that drains your life force, anything that confuses your direction, anything that disrupts your peace, that is going in opposition to your purpose, anything that is manipulating your spirit, okay? Anything that distorts your truth. This is the enemy. So sometimes the enemy don't have to hate you. They only have to be in benefit of your limitation. Are y'all tracking that? Don't gotta hate you. Okay? It just has to be in benefit to your limitation, your lack of progress, your lack of forward momentum. That's it. Okay? That's the enemy. So guess what? Sometimes it's you. Sometimes it's the behavior that's in your bloodline that you have not addressed. Sometimes it is, the trauma that keeps recycling and pushing forward and repeating. So if it is in the process of trying to convince you that you are not who spirit says you are, that you don't deserve where the life you were born for, the things you were born to do and have and accomplish, that's an enemy. And so it tries to pull you out of alignment. Okay? That's the enemy. So we're going to be breaking that down. So first on the list I have is AD. AD, could you send me what your birthday is, sweetie? Oh, I see you here on YouTube. Okay. Let me get my calculator out. 6473. And you know, one of the things that I have discovered is that we can be mystical and we can be calculatable. Okay. 7, 3, 2. Okay. 3. Got it. 3. All right. So let's go ahead and examine this. So we all have what I call a sacred count. All right. And if you've gotten numerology things from me before, you know that I've talked about this. This is your spiritual social security numbers. This is the numbers and the design that is directly attached to your soul. All right. And what you are supposed to do, how you're supposed to express and show up in this lifetime. All right. The sacred count is made up of 4 numbers. It's your birth gate, your soul nature number, your ancestral current, and your divine mission number. So the birth gate speaks to how you entered into the world, the energy that you passed through, your soul chose to pass through, how you show up in spaces, how people first perceive you. Your soul nature is the essence of who you are. It is the number that it represents the energy that you would have if you weren't married, if you weren't somebody's boyfriend, wasn't somebody's girlfriend, wasn't a part of this sorority, didn't do this job. It's who you are in every circumstance at the core. Your ancestral current number is an indication of what you inherited from your ancestors, be it karmic things you're supposed to correct, what you're supposed to do, what you ain't supposed to do. It's all about your ancestors and how they are directly connected to you. All right. You have your divine mission number. Your divine mission number is what your ultimate purpose is. It is the blueprint that you will fulfill. I am not of the belief, and this system has proved this for me. I am not of the belief that you get up out of here without doing what you're supposed to do. I have done readings and have determined channeled. So sometimes I had one lady whose son came through in the mediumship way. He came through and he was talking about how he passed and everything, the timeliness of it. And when we did the numbers, we found out that his passing is coded in her numbers. And that it was necessary for him to fulfill his goal by the way that he died, and for his mother to continue in her journey based upon his death. Done. So the numbers don't lie. So they don't lie. It has been cross-referenced. The same thing that I could calculate is the same thing that the spirit has brought forth to me in our session. So we're going to look into this. So first, this is for AD. This is the enemy pattern breakdown. So we're going to look at how the enemy, your enemy D, attacks. And also we can determine what your weapon is against your enemy. All right. We get into it. So first, D, you have a birth gate of 6, right? And so this is how the enemy tends to enter your doorway. Because you have that birth gate 6, which is centered in family and responsibility, Your enemy, you always are going to get attacked through responsibility, through caretaking. So your enemy, D, is going to try to manipulate your kindness. 6 is so nurturing, so interested in making sure that everyone is okay, right? 6 is a mothering energy. So they're going to manipulate your heart and your kindness. What they say, take your kindness for weakness. They also are going to, D says always, they also are going to try to overwhelm you with other people's needs. Oh, but this, what about this person? Oh, I need this, or you got this, but look what they don't have, right? Overwhelming you with other people's needs. Again, that nurturing, that responsibility. They are then, because we're talking about the overwhelming with the needs, they are then, they come and attack you through guilt tripping you into giving more, into doing more. What the 6 suffers with is overgiving. If you think about the mother that just gives and gives and doesn't take care of herself, that's what we're dealing with this 6. So by way of guilting you to do more, they also make you feel selfish about choosing yourself. Mind you, this could be a person or a pattern, right? And so the 6 is vulnerable to emotional overload. So they will come in and weaponize your loyalty and have you suffering because you want to keep a code. Suffering because you want to keep a code. You got to be loyal. You can be loyal to the wrong things. So loyalty doesn't automatically equate to righteousness or goodness. You can be loyal to the wrong person. Loyal to evil, right? So they weaponize your loyalty and they push you into the fixer mode until you burn out. All right? So you get attacked through the pulling on your heart. That's how they enter your doorway, through your emotional body, through your heart. Okay? When we move over to your soul nature number, which is, what is this, a 4? Yeah. So 4 is the number of foundations and reliability and structure and stability. So D, what they gonna do is destabilize who you really are. So the enemy is gonna go after your sense of structure and your sense of control. So they're gonna tank your plans. You trying to do one thing, they're gonna come in here and mess up your structure and your stability by creating chaos. You had everything is cool and peaceful, and here they come producing chaos, throwing your plans off, messing up your routines, right? Surprising you with something else at the last minute, which then makes you feel unprepared, which is destabilizing you. Because when you are grounded and steady, they can't touch you. So they try to shake the ground. Okay? Because when you feel destabilized, you become insecure. You lose that confidence, Or you, through your insecurity, you start overworking, which leads you back to that burnout. Clock that. So they know that if they can make you feel out of order, they can make you feel unsafe. So it's very important that you have your structure and you maintain your structure despite what else anybody got going on. That's critical. Okay? When we move to your ancestral current, this is going to speak to how the enemy hits your bloodline and has been hitting your bloodline. So you got that too. Hey, Christina, you got that too. So 2 is the number of partnerships and relationship and also an emotional body. The emotional body. 2 is connected to the moon. So when that ancestral current 2 comes in, how that enemy, that pattern, that spirit, that belief system hits your bloodline. It centers relationship wounds, lessons from your partnerships, and also emotional balancing. So what the enemy is going to try to do is create miscommunication. We're supposed to be that too, working in partnership through your bloodline. They have created miscommunications, saying one thing, telling a lie, mixing it up, disinformation, right? Bringing tension to your relationship, stirring the pot, being messy between people, okay? Making you doubt your intuition because 2 is so emotional and sense that it's a sensibility, can sense, right? What's going on. Making you doubt your intuition. Making you go against your gut feeling. That has come through your lineage. Right? And also doing things that will trigger your abandonment wounds. You say your current manager. Done. Clock it. And so that your bloodline carries themes centered in connection and harmony and sensitivity. And so the enemy comes in and tries to create a relational confusion. Because back to your 4, if the relationships around you are unstable, the entire lineage energy starts to get messed up. Clock it. So you defeat that with clarity. You talk to the person, right? Nah, y'all not finna be talking in between us, right? When we look at your 4th number, which is your divine mission number, right? How they disrupt, how they try to block your destiny. Woo! Remember, the enemy can be you. Thoughts, belief systems, things that you're holding on to that you should not. How they try to block your destiny. You got that 3, which means that you are meant to become expressive. You are meant to become emotionally free. You are meant to become self-actualized and confident and creative. So the enemy blocks that by attacking your voice. Think about even the enemy within silencing you, making you second guess what you feel. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. No, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. Right? Also, by making you feel afraid to shine, afraid to step to the forefront, right? Afraid to Yeah, just interrupt your shine and make you afraid to shine to where I'm just going to sit in the back. Yeah. And also create within you a fear of judgment because it's all things that limits your expression. No, I'm not going to do that because if I do that, then the people going to do this and then they're going to think that and then this is going to happen. And then next thing you know, this thing is coming and then now I won't be able to do this, that, and the third. Hello. Oh my, yeah. Oh my God. I didn't even see y'all's comments on Instagram. Hey, y'all. Hey. Okay. And so their goal is to disrupt your joy and your spontaneity, where you're like, I just want to do this. Here they come with the doubt. Nah, you shouldn't do that. Nah, you shouldn't go there. What people gonna think? You this age, you doing this, you're not supposed to do that. They're gonna be looking at you. That is a desire to block your destiny. Because the mission of the three is to become your fullest self, the fullest, freest version of yourself. And so the enemy will try to make you think that your light is way too much and you got to turn that girl down. And so they block you by making you shrink yourself. That's what they do. And so with all of this, let me tell you what your weapon is. Your super weapon is your emotional discernment. So you say, hold on, I'm not used to performing at a professional capacity, so I stay quiet for fear of inappropriate communication. Clock it. That is the enemy. That is an enemy. An enemy and a thought pattern, right? That's that. That is that. So you got to attack and resist that. Uh-huh. And so your emotional discernment means that your heart knows the truth. Believe that. Your spirit senses the shifts in the atmosphere instantly. Believe that. Your intuition about people is accurate. Believe that. When you have that structure and you put your boundaries in place, they are powerful when it's activated. And when you return to structure, you get your strength back, D. So you can bring clarity and order. That is always going to defeat your enemy. You are the authority. So don't let the enemy confuse you. Confuse you or disorganize you. You gotta you say learn, trust your intuition more. Yeah, you got to, because that is your weapon. You got a strong emotional body. That 6, that 2, you got a strong emotional body. And look at what happens when you don't trust it, when you try to suppress it. That's when the stuff goes wrong. So I'll be on point, not trusting it. Exactly. And that is you putting your weapon down in a gun war. Okay? So your spiritual authority is centered in clarity and order. That's how you win. I will not let you confuse me. I will not let you cause me to doubt myself. And I will not let you limit me. And you will not interrupt what my order is and my structure. You will not. Guess what? You tried to throw me off, but guess what? I still wake up every morning and do what I'm supposed to do. Right? That's how you win. Thank you, AD. And AD, where was the lie? The numbers don't lie. Next, I have Kiara. Kiara, what's your sacred count again? We're not playing no games. You can't find the lie. Neither can I. Okay? You're welcome. See, when we know this information, you can go into a situation and not be thrown off because you can clearly see the enemy's plans. The enemy in your mind, the enemy around you, the enemy in your lineage. 11, 5, 6, 22. Okay. /4. Got it. Listen, see, this is what I'm talking about. The children know they sacred counts. Okay. All right. So we're going to press forward here. I mean, I think everybody can be easily attacked when you don't know. That's one of the biggest things. Yeah, it's found from your birthday. So if you were to get a reading, you just enter your birthday and it's all in your birthday. What your month reduces to, your day reduces to, the year you were born reduces to, and what all of that adds up to. So Kiara, you got that master number 11. Now I want to review for everybody when we talk about an enemy. All right? I want to review when we talk about an enemy because sometimes you think it's just people. It's not just people. Okay? It don't have to do with it you just looking at a person. No, you got to look at anything that is in opposition to your journey, anything that is in opposition to your life force, is confusing you, is disrupting you, is manipulating you, is distorting you, distorting your truth. That's what we're calling an enemy. It could be a behavior of yours, a pattern of yours, a spirit, a thought, a voice. That's the enemy. So I don't want you to just think about people. Think about thoughts as well. All right? So Kiara, you have a sacred count that is 11, 5, 6, 22. You got 2 master numbers in your sacred count. When people have those 2 master numbers, your enemies are great. It's like you got 2, you playing the video games, you got the boss level. That's that master number. You always are attracting boss level villains. Okay? Boss level. They never are just regular, simple. They're all boss level villains. Okay? And what you have to do is learn to navigate around that. Okay. So when you have that master number 11, master number 11 is one of the highest spiritual numbers because it is like an antenna to energy. You know those things in a ball where it's like lightning but it's like in a glass? That's that master number 11. When when imbalanced, take the glass off and that lightning hitting everywhere. All right. So that master number 11, how this enemy enters your doorway, because that 11 is high spiritual light, the enemies don't always come directly. They don't always come directly. It's not like, I am against you. I'm trying to ruin your life. I am the problem. Let me go and hit you upside the head. No. They come through overstimulation and through energetic overwhelm. So they come, and if you think about it, even thoughts, right? They flood you with too many energies at once. Too much energy, too many options, too many directions, and get you to feel a whole bunch of shit at one time to overwhelm you. So they want to flood, they come to flood you with too many energies. They come to distract you. Come on, exclamation points. They come to distract you with noise. Okay? They come to distract you with noise. They come to distract your intuition. Right? And make you doubt your spiritual sight. That 11 is the antenna, sensing, tapped in, feeling everything. So the thoughts, the people, the spirits, the things that come to overstimulate you and clog your channel. So they will lure you into unnecessary emotional drama because that's going to cloud you. The enemy knows that an 11 is an antenna. And so they're going to try to scramble the signal. That's the first way. They always enter through confusion. You always think about your language. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to I don't understand. I don't this. Confusion. Confusion. Okay? That's that master number 11. So, how do you get through confusion? Clarity. Pausing and getting clear and addressing head on. They're always going to come out like this. That's why when you address something, you get clear, you feel better through clarity. Okay? Your soul nature number is a 5. That 5, this is how the enemy, again, this is how they destabilize who you are. The 5 is so much movement. 5 is the explorer. 5 is adaptable. 5 is versatile. 5 has a lot of energy going on. So the enemy, you said no lies told. Thank you. The enemy tries to distract the 5. Let me see, Deloro. Oh yeah. If you want to, you can get on the list, Laura, and I can give you your breakdown. I see. Oh, I see the other people coming in. I see you, Miriam and Sean. I got you. Sorry. All right, I'm back. So, because that's 5 is so much movement, the enemy is going to attack you through chaos and through impulsivity. Create an environment that is impulsive, tempting, temptation. So they tempt you. They push you into rushing to make decisions. They keep you overstimulated. Always doing something. Always unpredictable. You don't know what's happening. And as a 5 and that 11, you got to be grounded. So they're going to unground you. They're going to try to pull you away from grounding. They're going to confuse you with inconsistency. So you don't know what to expect. And because that 5 is so freedom oriented, they're going to try to make you feel restless or trapped. You got to do this. You don't have a choice. Because you need that 5 got to have freedom. That 5 got to have that clarity and movement. So when they sense that you are in a transition or in movement, they stir up the distractions. Think about your life. Right when you're about to make a shift, think about the thoughts, the energies, the people, the weapons, the enemies that appear to distract you and pull you in a different direction. And so the goal of your enemy with that 5 is to pull you off of your path through that temptation. You sure you're going this way, then suddenly here come this other opportunity. Even though you done divine, you know this is the route, and here come this other thing coming in. Right? Pressuring you, scattering your energy. That's how they attack and destabilize who you are. Hi, Gloria. All right, see you, Delora. Now, when we get to your ancestral current, we're talking about how the enemy hits your bloodline. Your ancestral current is a 6. That centers duty and family and emotional responsibility and healing wounds, caretaking, right? Nurturing, generational nurturing and caretaking. So the enemies attack your lineage through manipulating your loyalty or manipulating loyalty. That means how they come to attack. Think about your family up the line and down the line. So children, grandchildren, all of that. Manipulating loyalty. Triggering family wounds. Creating guilt. Oh, well, you know you should have did this. Who's going to do it? You're doing all this, and then this is happening and all that. And now you're not going to be able to this, that, or the third now. Guilt. Which guilt ain't nothing but a wasted emotion. It's a disguised emotion because there's a real one underneath it that you're not addressing. They also activate traumas around obligations. This is the role. If I'm the older sister, I'm supposed to do this. That's an ancestral current. That's an enemy in the blood. Not true. So they draw you into an emotional situation that requires you to fix everything or make you feel like you got to fix everything. So when that feeling hits you, that is an enemy thought. That's not the right route. That's an enemy. So you need to do the opposite of that. Your bloodline carries that weight of caretaking. And so when an enemy, I need you to hear this. When an enemy knows that your heart is soft, 6, they hit your family bonds. Not necessarily you directly. They enter in and start causing issues in the family, in your family ships. And all of a sudden, you having breakdowns with this family member, that family member, and it done came from somewhere outside the camp. All right. That's in your numbers. Divine mission. So how they block your destiny. You got the master number 22. That's the master builder. When you have a master number 22, it means that you are called to create something that outlives you and outlasts you. So they want to block your mission by first making you believe that your dreams are too big. It's impossible. How you going to do that? You ain't got this. You don't have that. How? They want you to think that your stuff is impossible. They want to overwhelm you with responsibility. I will carry the weight of my bloodline and all this depend on me. You're going to do it regardless. So they want you to think that it's too much to deal with. They block your destiny by causing you by bringing up a fear of failure. If this all depends on me and I don't do it, when you start getting that thought, you got to call that out because that is an enemy, not a hero. That's an enemy. Okay? Again, making you feel that your mission is impossible. I'm supposed to be this role, this thing, this. How am I supposed to do that? It's impossible. I haven't gotten this yet, this. That's an enemy thought. This is what you're going to do. So if you're not doing it right now, that means that it's not the time or the space. But the things will come into place so that you can. And we be wanting to live a lifetime in a week. You got all of your life that you're going to live to complete this mission. Okay, Christina, got you. Okay. Yeah. And they also want to distort your trust in yourself as a leader. So you don't have the ability to lead. How could you lead? How could these people follow you? Look what you've gone through. Look what you've been doing. Look at this. Look at that. Yeah. They want to exhaust the builder in you and stop you before the structure is complete. Because if they can make you doubt your blueprint, they can win. But if you stay rooted, spirit wins. So your best weapon against this is a visionary discipline. What does that mean? You got that master number 11. So your master number 11 sees it first. You got your 5. Your 5 adapts and moves. You got your 6. Your 6 stabilizes and cares. And you got your master number 22, which builds to completion. So your true power is your ability to take a divine idea, feel it, translate it, organize it, and manifest it. Okay? So when you get your intuition and the movement and the compassion and the destiny, when they work together, you can't be stopped. So you need to affirm, you bitches cannot outthink me or overwhelm me. You bitches cannot outwork me. I am literally built for vision and movement and balance and mastery. I will not be defeated. Thank you, Key. What you say? Throws obstacles to mess up with my plan. My biggest strength has been to adapt. That's it. That's it. You are the master of change. So you can become unpredictable to your enemy. And that's what the girls really can't take. Key, where was the lie at? Miriam, you're next, and then Sean. Yeah. But you see, when you know this, you can identify what the fuck is going on. Miriam, what's your birthday, sweetheart? So you can call it out and not go with it. And like, what's happening? I'm overwhelmed, bitch. This is an enemy. I need to ground myself, bitch. 11/26/1984. Got it. So that's why this is important. So you can identify, you got to know who the enemy is. I know, come on, early birthday. This is right on point. I want to stress again, the enemy is not always a person. Sometimes it's you. I've always found overly religious folks that can't take accountability extremely annoying. So I looked at accountability versus the enemy, but balance is needed. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And also, if you got that 5, sweetheart, 5 is centered in justice as well, liberation. So y'all motherfuckers ain't taking accountability. Y'all trying to lock me into some foolishness. A lie is not free, and I can't take it. Miriam, here we go. So your birthday, 11. Wait a minute. 26, 1984. Period. Here's your sacred count. 11, write this down. 11, 8, 4, and 5. This is the social security number to your soul. 11, 8, 4, and 5. Okay? So, similar to Kiara, you got the birth gate 11. So what does that mean? Is that the enemy enters your doorway because you are that 11, that spiritual beacon, that antenna. They're not going to walk in the front door. They're going to overstimulate you mentally. Mental overload. That's their plan of attack. How can I overstimulate her? That's their weapon. How can I overwhelm, target, overstimulate her? How can I do that? Right? They slip through with that mental overload. How can I confuse her intuition? How can I create noise? Spiritual noise. How can I make you doubt your insight? How can I overwhelm you with too much emotional information? How can I exhaust you psychically? So when you got that 11, anybody got that 11, you need to be protecting your crown. I need you to cleanse your crown, bless your crown, cover your crown, put some protection oil on your crown. Child, get some, especially in times of war. Your crown got to be covered if you got that 11 in any of your numbers, because that is the sensitivity, the crown. Okay? Or coconut oil, protection oil, black pepper essential oil. All right? So they can't dim you, but they're going to try to make your light flicker. So their doorway is an overwhelmed thought. That's their doorway to you. Throwing so much at you that you can't take it. You don't know which way to go this. And then before you got time to process this, here come another thing. Here come another thing. It's like in those movies they used to yell, "Shut up." You got to do that. So they're always going to try to overwhelm you. Next, your soul nature number is an 8. So this is how they destabilize who you are. Eight is a number that is connected to authority and power and confidence and the ability to self-command. So they try to challenge your authority. This is how they destabilize who you are. They try to challenge your authority, run power games on you. They also try to undermine your authority and undermine your decisions. Act like it don't matter or try to steamroll past it. You try to express something, they try to make you feel unheard. They want to have a pissing contest with you and try to push you into power struggles. And so, because 8 is a leader, they try to make you question your own leadership. Did I do something wrong? Well, maybe it was me. Because an 8 soul is naturally dominant, right? And so they try to clip your wings by attacking your sense of control. So when you feel disrespected, and I feel this deeply, when you feel disrespected, drained, minimized, the enemy thinks that they have an edge. That's how they destabilize you. Let's look at your ancestral current number, which is a 4. So your current is a 4, which is a lineage of structure, a lineage of reliability, of those who were the pillars, of those who were stable and disciplined and just took on a whole bunch of responsibility. This is the energy that you got. So they're going to attack your bloodline through instability. Think about struggles that your family has had, right? Ancestors, grandparents, parents, so forth and so on. They attack they attack through instability. They attack through unexpected disruptions. Y'all thought everything was good and suddenly it's not. All right. Financial stress, delays, routines that were fragmented or broken, fracturing the stability, right? And so when you have that 4, you carry a generational current of holding it all together. So the enemy hits you by making you feel like everything is falling apart. And so that's going to trigger an collapse in your ancestral memory. Okay? Let's talk about your divine mission. This is your destiny. So when you have that destiny of a 5, you have a blueprint of freedom. You got a blueprint of movement and expansions and new experiences and change, embracing change and becoming as free as you possibly can. Liberated is the word. So the enemy is going to go after your sense of freedom. The enemy is going to go after your ability to shift and change. They're going to go after your adaptability. They're going to go after your confidence that makes you want to take leaps of faith, take risk. And so they're going to try to trap you with their routine, trap you in their routines, right? They're going to trying to lock you through obligation. And generating you a fear around change. Oh, you're not going to know. You don't know what's going to happen. Anything could go wrong. You want to do that, and then this is going to happen. Those thoughts, those people are trying to stop your destiny. So when you doubt the ability to step into the unknown, that's when they get you. It slows your mission down. Slows your mission down. All right? Whew. So you have a combination of a weapon here. I'm dealing with this thing falling apart with things falling apart my whole life, always challenging management at work. Yeah. But this is your weapon. You said so on point. Thank you. Come on, confirmation. It's a mix here. It is a mix of your intuitive power and your adaptive motion. So it's a rare combination because that 11 sees what the others cannot see, senses what the other cannot sense. That 8 stands in a power that others cannot break. And so and you got a 4, which builds a stability that people can't shake. And that 5 has a level of freedom that is unpredictable. So you can outthink, outlast, and outmaneuver anybody. And that's your weapon. You got to lean and believe yourself so much and stand on business. Name your left foot biz and your right foot nest and stand on that. When you stand on business and you stand on your authority and you stand on that intuition, they can't beat you because you sense the danger and you can stay grounded and you can command in their space. And you can shift a direction before an enemy realizes what happens. And that's why when you get intuitive hits, you got to pivot, because that's your spirit letting you know what to do before the enemy can catch up. Okay? So you were born into this life with sight and strength and structure and movement. That you need to have that as affirmation. And still I rise. And still I rise, because you were born to rise. Okay? Thank you, Miriam. Okay. Sean. Miriam, was there a lie? Do you see the lie, Miriam? Where is the lie? Where is the lie? Oh, where is the lie? Where is the lie? Oh, not at all. 10/29/98. Okay, Sean. Oh, Lord. Listen, but as soon as we can identify it, we know how to call it. The greatest weapon that an enemy have, our enemies operate in lies. If they can get you to believe something about them, or something about you, or something about the situation, they can win. So once you can see that thing, identify that thing, you can stop that thing. All right. So Sean, 10/29. Come on, 29. 1998. Oh, so that comes to a 9. Uh-huh. So then we got 11. Oh. Mm-hmm. 29/11. 11. Wait a minute. Got it. All right. Let's get into it, Sean. Remember, enemies are people, thoughts, spirits, ideas, patterns. Okay? So, this is your sacred count. Hold on to these numbers. 1, 11, 9, 3. 1, 11, 9, and 3. Hold on to those numbers. Okay? One, 11, 9, and 3. So, the first number is the birth gate number. You say, what? I've been able to move better because tapping into intuitiveness brought me to you and to others. Look at that, Miriam. Carfax in real time. Listen, we're here for the real time Carfax, y'all. Now, that's just it. Okay? That's it. So, first, let me say this. When you got that number one is the starter, honey. Number 1 is the trailblazer, Sean. Number 1 is you the first one to do some stuff. You are the spark. You have the I am spirit. That is the gate you entered into. So you get attacked because one is an individual. So this is how the enemy enters your doorway. You get attacked through your identity and your confidence. That's how they get in. Questions around your identity and your confidence. So they challenge first your sense of self. Do you even know who you are or what you do? Get you to be doubting who it is that you are and what you know. They make you question your own value. They will undermine your own decisions about your own life, make you act like you don't know what's best for you. Push you into self-doubt. Make you feel unseen or unheard. Because that one gate is I am, the enemy tries to attack that statement. I am this. No, you're not. No, you're not. I am able to do. No, you're not. That's how they come. Because if they can distort your identity, they can slow you down. So anything that comes up to cause you to be doubtful about your identity, you got to know that that is an enemy thought, spirit, person, energy, whatever. Not something that encourages you to explore more of it. In fact, when they come up to make you doubt your identity, you need to lean harder into it and stand on business about your identity. And even if this is just what your identity is right now and it evolves, so be it. But right now, goddamn it, this is what it is. Okay. That's first. I'm hitting the nail on the head. Payao. Haya. Okay. Next, your soul nature. Okay. The enemy will destabilize who you truly are. You got that master number 11. So that means that you are intuitive and you are sensitive and you have a spiritual perception. Same type of energy of these other 11s, even though they had at a different placement. The enemies attack your 11 soul through overwhelming you, through doing too much, giving you too much, too many energies at once, too many options at once, word salads, hitting you with all of this stuff to think about and process at one time, overstimulating you, giving you anxiety, thoughts that give you anxiety, right? Making you lean not on your own understanding, make you not trust what you are feeling and sensing and seeing. All right? Projecting onto you. Because they know, if they know, right? This is just how the 11 is opposed. If they know that 11, you see the truth before others do, they're going to try to fog that vision. So confusion. So if you got that 11, y'all, don't stand for no levels of confusion. You're trying to confuse me, and you will not. Only my enemies try to confuse me. And for that reason, you're losing all access to me. Unless you can get clear. If I'm asking you this question, and you are dodging and spinning and turning and doing all this stuff here and flip-flopping, this is the enemy energy that's trying to cloud and clog my spiritual antenna. If you got that 11. So misinterpretation, miscommunication, misinterpretation more so is a dagger in your back. Watch it. Your ancestral current. This is how the enemy attacks your bloodline. You have a 9 there. This is the number of the humanitarian, of the healer. 9 is also the number of the ancestors. All right. So there's a lot of attack in that energy. 9 is also the number of transition and ending and healing too. So when we have the attack on your bloodline with that 9 is because of 9 is connected to transition and endings. It's also connected to grief, right? And empathy. So they're going to attack your bloodline through that emotional overwhelm. They're going to attack your bloodline by triggering old wounds. 9 is healing. So the ripping, where the skin done tried to grow over and try to reopen old wounds. They're also going to try to resurface trauma that you have worked through. All right. They're going to try to make you feel responsible for healing everything. Not necessarily fixing it, but healing it. 9 is also the number of the martyr. So making you just, I'm so sorry, it's me. You bearing the weight of shit that's not your responsibility. 9 is the martyr. And so since 9 is so empathic, 9 feels things. That's not even, it's not theirs. But you feel it. So they're going to try to weaponize that emotional depth that you have. Yeah. And hit you through just a burden and sorrow. Okay? Be mindful of that. Your divine mission number is a 3. So when you got that divine mission number 3, I spoke about 3 earlier. It's expression. It's the voice. It's joy. It's your creativity. It's your emotional truth. It's your self-confidence. This is what is a part of your destiny. All right? So the first thing the enemy gonna do to try to block you and block your destiny and slow down your path to your destiny is by silencing you. Okay? They want to silence you. They don't want you to say nothing, don't want you to speak, don't want you to express. Okay? They're also going to try to make you fear the judgment of other people. So if you go out here and you live in this spiritual life, or you doing this, doing that, what is so-and-so going to say? What are they going to think? Hey, Jacera, I got you. What are they going to think? What is so-and-so going to do? Oh, you sure you want to get that attention? Everybody's going to be looking at you. Everybody's going to be saying this. Everybody's going to be doing this. Judgment. They also want to stop your creativity. They want to block your creativity, right? And distort your emotional expression. So you are like, you know what? I don't know if I really want, I don't want to show too much of myself. That is a block to your destiny. Making you afraid to be seen. They're trying to stop you. So any thought that tries to stop that, any thought, any pattern, any belief, that is an enemy unto you. So your mission with that 3, you are to speak, you are to create, you are to live loudly. So the enemy is going to try to dim that voice before you get too powerful. Dim that light before you get too bright. So you can live your life when you could be at 100 30, 45%. And so you're going to win every time based upon this accumulation. You going to win every time through your weapon of a, how do I say it? I'm going to call it prophetic expression. I'm going to call it prophetic expression because that 1 is bold identity. That master number 11 gives you a spiritual sight. That 9 gives you an emotional wisdom. And then you got that 3 that is a voice that releases out into the world. So when you speak from forth your intuition, everything got to shift. Because your words got an accuracy and a clarity on that thing. So your voice is power. When they say speak truth to power, this is a part of what they mean. But this is what you know. When you speak from your center, hear me. When you speak from your center, your enemy falls apart. So if you feel yourself getting bogged down, beat down, wore out by life and losing, ask yourself, am I speaking from my center? Am I expressing from my center? Have I created ideas, reasons, belief systems to stop me from expressing from my center, from my truth, from what I see, what I sense? The answer is yes, because that's the only way they can defeat you. All right, Sean. Thank you. You got it. Where was there a lie present, Sean? Did you sense the lie? Thank you. Once we know what the enemy is, how the anti-energy, how, honey, the church, they say the devil within and the devil without operates, sweetie. You also know how to defeat that thing. Okay? So start to take this information and use it as an identifier. Identify when this stuff is happening so you can properly combat it and win. Okay, we tired of taking L's. Where the W's at? Okay, just Sarah. Here we go. Just Sarah, what's your full birthday? You gotta know who the enemy is. Oh, Lord, I'll stop by real quick to tell the devil. Oh, Lord. 5/19/1974. Okay. 5/19. Come on, calculator. Boom, dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, da, da. Dum, 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 dum. 5, 1, 3, 9. Jesus! Jesus. Don't that take y'all out? When those people be in there, honey, they be like, Jesus. They be right there in the ear. Jesus. I'll be like, get out of my ear. They used to do that a lot. When they be praying, they, Jesus. Thank you. Okay. Okay, just Sarah. So let's look at this sacred count. Yes, 5. Your sacred count, which you probably got this already, but it is 5, 1, 3, and 9. 5, 1, 3, and 9. So let's get into it. First, how does the enemy enter your doorway? So you got a 5. All right? Remember, the enemy is a person, a behavior, a pattern, a spirit, whatever. 5. When you got that 5 birth gate, you get attacked through chaos, overstimulation, unpredictability, and temptation. So your enemy, just Sarah, is always going to try to scatter your energy. They're always going to try to create distractions. We're supposed to be focused on this, and now we way over here. Just Sarah said, Lord. Distract. When I thought we was talking about, now we over here. Now this breakout over here. Okay. Also, they attack you also by overwhelming your schedule. Too much going on. Because that 5 is so ready to move and shift and adapt. They will tempt you with impulsive choices and try to rush you to a decision without thinking and sitting with it and moving when necessary. And thus they pull you away from your grounding. Again, because you got that 5, Jacera, that is centered in movement and curiosity and change, the enemy will try to twist that into instability. So if they can get you off balance, Jacera, then they think they can get you off purpose. Mm-hmm. So you cannot be in the midst of chaos. That energy is in opposition to you. Okay? That's your birth gate. We move to your soul nature number, which is your number 1. This, we're going to talk about how the enemy destabilizes who you are, who you truly are. 1 is the number of identity and self-belief and is the initiator. It is the I am energy. So the first thing that a 1 is going that they're going to do to attack attack a 1 is to make you challenge your confidence. Challenge your confidence in what you do and what you've done and the route you've taken. And by proxy, challenge your identity, character, who you are, and make you out to be something that you are not, and cause people to question that. They're also gonna undermine your leadership. Because number one is the trailblazer. So they're going to undermine your leadership. And then isolate you. Never bring you out. Never have you amongst the people. Deal with you in secrecy, to the side, alone. Isolate you. And then, because you're not able to express in the fullness of that one, they're going to make you feel small and overshadowed. And thus make you doubt yourself. Well, maybe I don't need to do that. Maybe I'm not able. Maybe I'm better in this position. Again, you have that I am spirit. That is a part of who you truly are. So if they can fracture your sense of self, which makes you forget or confuse who you are, then they can collapse everything you got going on. Know thyself is the first commandment for you. Don't matter what y'all saying. I know myself. And you don't. But if you start to believe it, you will forget you. And everything else will hit the floor. Ask yourself, I'm feeling low, I'm feeling down, where have I forgotten me? Where have I forgotten me? And let me take some time to remind and remember myself. That's that soul nature. That's that one. How they shake and destabilize the core of who you are. We move to that ancestral current number, which is a 3. So the specific energy that you inherited from your ancestors, the enemy hits that bloodline because the 3 is a lineage of voice, people who express, people who are creative, who tell the truth tellers, who speak pain into understanding. All right. The enemy attacks your bloodline by silencing them, silencing you, creating miscommunication, twisting words, creating narratives. You have a lineage who battled through those who created narratives to destroy them. Triggering shame, making you feel misunderstood or misheard, or no one's going to get it, no one's going to understand you. A 3 current is a communicator and a storyteller. And so the enemy will try to shut your story down. They're going to hit that wound of nobody hears me, or how I feel doesn't matter, or it don't matter if I do this. They're going to twist it and turn it. And so I should just not say anything at all. The 3's greatest weapon is clear communication. It is the truth. The truth cuts through the foolishness. And if they can convince a 3 that they will not be believed, even though 3 rules communication, if they can convince the 3 that my word is bigger than your word, The 3 shuts down. But you rule truth. You rule communication. Okay? So now let's talk about your divine mission number, which is the 4. This is how the enemy tries to block your destiny. You got a 9, which means that your mission centers wisdom and healing and compassion and completion and evolution. And so, and closing of cycles. And so, how the enemy tries to block your destiny is by overwhelming you with emotional weight. Because you are a healer and you sense and feel so much. So they want to give you so much emotional weight that you don't move because you're just grieving. To freeze you with grief. They want to trigger you with an old pain. I don't want to make this choice because this is going to remind me of when I had to break through this last thing and heal this last thing. So they make you carry a burden that's not yours. And keep you stuck in endings. This coming to a close, this coming to a close, or weaponize endings against you. And then make you feel responsible for everything and everybody. And you're the reason why this, that, and this happened because of this. And so if they, because 9 is highly empathic. And so if they can cloud your discernment with emotion, that's how they shut it down. Because your 9 mission is meant to release, is meant to heal, is meant to rise. And so the enemy will try to drown you in an emotional responsibility so that you cannot focus on what is evolving. So with this, your weapon is emotional clarity with independent direction. Because that 5 gives you adaptability. You are the shifter. That 1 gives you that self-command. That 3 gives you an expressive intelligence. And that 9 gives you a spiritual depth like none other. And so you have the ability to move when needed, to stand firm when it is required of you with that 1, to speak a truth with a level of precision and clarity and also calm that is irrefutable, and then release what is no longer yours. So your true power is your ability to choose yourself with compassion. So you can have the deep feelings and without becoming trapped emotionally. You can move freely without becoming lost. And that's a powerful combination. And so you will not defeat me through confusion anymore. You will not defeat me through burden. I am flexible. I am centered. I am expressive. I'm wise. And so my spirit will rise every time. All I got to do is return to myself, remember who I am. Because, just Sarah, you are built to move forward. You are not built to be held back. Okay? Woo! That was good. That was good. That's your divine coding. You're welcome. And where was the lie at, Sarah? Where's the lie? No lies detected. There's a proverb that I wrote and included in my ancestral cards that says, the snake you can see does not bite. It was birthed from a dream I had where I was in my backyard and a snake rose up and I said, and I was so focused on this snake that I didn't see the other snake that was coming across the yard. And that snake bit me. I didn't see that snake. The snake I can see is not the one that bites. So it's important to know that when you can identify it and look at it in its face, that thing can't bite you because you see it. And thus you know how to move. You know how to respond. It's when you don't know. Your enemy thrives when you are not aware. Awareness work is something that we should always practice. Awareness, 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 awareness. Okay? All right, y'all. This was a good old session today. I love y'all from a light-filled place. Go forth, conquer, do the right thing. Call the enemy out. Tell the truth. See the truth. Speak the truth. And defeat the enemy. All right. Love y'all. Talk to you all later. Peace, everybody.